or something
Hey
important.
now. You were talking, but I had already hit the button, so there was no
Oh,
going back. Hey now.
oops.
It's like, oh no, it's 6:45. I better poop. All right. Well, I'm kind of busy setting things up. So Riddle, if you see Jesse come on, well, I don't know. You're a moderator. You might be able to drag him over into the list critics, but if you can't, just let me know he's there.
All right.
You know how to drag someone over, right?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
It's literally just dragging with the mouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's simple.
Just snag the person and just. If it doesn't work, just let me know he's on, then I'll do it. I'm just
Will do.
in the midst of announcing that I'm live. Hey now. I'm gonna start telling Jesse to get here at 6:30. I swear, that's what's gonna happen.
I'll just be on the shitter even longer then.
I hope it's that, and you just space it. Alright. I also need to do post on social media. I'm using the music that I normally play on my Tolkien channel. So. I saw this on Twitter. It came from a Twitter that is called Wild TikTok Screenshots, and it just shows some girl standing there in like a bedroom, and the text says, "Listen to this. When I was fresh out the psych ward in 8th grade, and I was really bored in Spanish class, so I raised my hand and said, 'Mi gusta comer caca,' and my teacher went on a rant about how I needed professional help in front of the whole class."
Wow.
Rude, but then again,
Rude.
she did say, "I like to eat shit." Me gusta comer caca. Gotta love that the Spanish word for poop is caca.
Caca.
Caca. I'll eat is caca. Oh, there he is. Can you get him over, or do I need to do it?
Let's see. I can. Wait,
Oh, you dragged the channel. Let me fix that.
hold on.
I got it. Hey, Jesse.
Yo.
We're not
Hey.
hearing. Oh, there you are.
Sorry about-
Hey, I'm gonna start telling you to get here at 6:30.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of work stuff today. You know what? Excuses. I'm here.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you're here at 6:57, but I'm just scrambling here. Hey, B, how's it going? That's why I say, because I wanted to switch to the list critics at 7. Hey, Alice.
Oh shit! I gotta get your chat set up. Oh my god.
Yep, you gotta have the chat up so that you guys can interact with chat. Make sure you guys have that up. Like Guy and Riddle. Most non-binary people do not like to be called guys.
Usually I can tell if it's meant to be like all-encompassing or if it's specifically actually guys.
Well, you know, I try to be going better with weed. That should be your memoir. Me gusta comer caca. All right. Well, we are a little pressed for time, but how is everybody doing here today?
Pretty good.
Doing fine physically.
You're like physically, like mentally, you're figuring out a way to somehow tell your Spanish teacher that you like to eat shit. Okay, so a problem that I noticed today, because Alice posted a list, and on the stream earlier, I said, Alice, you might want to look at your list that you posted because it's numbered all weird. It's sort of like 10, 9, 8, and then it was like 9, 10, 11, and then it was like 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, what is going on there? And apparently, it's a Discord issue. People have been putting in perfectly normal numbered lists, and they've been completely obliterated in some cases.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because when you're putting a list, like, for some reason, I don't understand it, but hey, Moogle, Discord has been like Clippy the paperclip there. I see you're trying to create a list. Let me help you, and tries to number it for you, but it just doesn't do it well. That's why EB was using number emotes for some of their lists. And some of those, we're going to start with a bunch of, well, once we do tweeted jeans, I almost said pleated jeans. Hey, Apple, how's it going? We're going to head back and do some of EB's list that we didn't do last time because EB was the guest host.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Oh, I did bring a list, by the way.
You did bring a list. That's good to hear. Because
Very
the whole thing about the guest host can bring a list if they wish to was actually Riddle's idea.
Yep.
Riddle was intended to be our first guest host, but had to tap out, and that's why they were the second. EB switched. And in this month we were supposed to have Sarah, but she couldn't get the day off, so she's already requested the last Wednesday of July off so that she could be there.
Nice.
So hopefully that's not an issue. A full month. You know, it's not like it's not like she's requesting PTO, just that day off instead of a different day. You know, so it shouldn't be a big issue. That at this point, if they don't give you the day off, you might want to go up one side of their ass and down the other.
Fingers and toes crossed.
Yeah. Fingers, toes, and genitalias crossed.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, and a happy birthday soon to Apple. How many trips around the sun is that going to be? I'm just adjusting my microphone.
Happy birthday, Apple.
July 5th is going to be Apple's birthday.
Hey, that's the day I go back to the States.
Why are you going back to the States?
Get the rest of my shit.
Oh, that's a good reason to go back, right?
Yeah.
Get the rest of your shit, flip off your ex-wife, you know.
She's not going to be there, but he is.
Oh. Wonderful.
Right?
Wonderful. Although I wouldn't blame him as much as her. It's not like he walked down an aisle and took any vows, right?
It's all encompassing.
Take her friends with you, EB says.
I think I did in the divorce.
No, I mean, we know that, but EB is saying bring those friends there to help pick up your stuff.
Oh.
That would be fun, right? Oh, man. Okay, well, we got to get started because it's already 7:02, and of course we have to end, to give Riddle and anybody else that wants to go enough time to run over to Anime Night at the Cartoon Club. So let's go over here. That's not it. That's it. That's where we go. And I can cut off the medieval fantasy tavern music as soon as I find where it's coming from.
We're going to get deep?
We are going to get deep. They no longer call it Tumblr Gets Deep. As a matter of fact, they no longer have a name for it that is consistent from week to week.
But I kind of like calling it Tumblr Gets Deep.
Oh, we're going to call it that till the end of time. But yeah, I mean, this week it's 25 smart Tumblr posts that make some darn good points. And next time it'll be something completely different.
Got less zing.
Yeah, Tumblr Gets Deep was always my favorite way. For some reason, after years and years of posting Tumblr Gets Deep, Pleated Jeans just decided, let's try calling it something different every single time. It's like a show that they're trying to kill off by putting it against the hot show.
Maybe it's a Gen Z thing?
Yeah, anytime you don't understand it, just say it's a Gen Z thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, number one shows us a screenshot from what I think is Saturday Night Live with a fellow dressed as the devil, like from the Bible. He's all like red and everything. And he's saying, first of all, God doesn't hate gay people. God doesn't hate anyone. That's his whole thing. And Liquid Thought says, when a man dressed as Satan speaks more accurately about God than your pastor, you know something's wrong. You can't see the chat. I can fix that. I have this There you go. There it is. I had the thing covering it. Okay. See, why is that not Tumblr getting deep? Number 2, Lola the Lost says, someone just pointed out to me how Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. were both born in the same year, but most people associate them as being in completely different points in history. With the Dawn said, this blew my mind, and Rampant Noodle just simply says, holy fucking shit.
Well, I guess that
wow.
they both lived through some very different and yet just as impactful times.
Well, but the thing is, and this is the difference, Anne Frank didn't live.
But I mean, she
died when she was...
her for that time period.
Yeah, because she died when she was 15. You don't know what she would have been up to in the 60s when
who knows?
Martin Luther King Jr. was making waves, right? So that's why.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Wild.
It is wild, though. It is wild when you think about things like that. Also, a lot of people, and this is something that is done very much on purpose. I'm not trying to get on my soapbox too much because this is a fun podcast, but a lot of people associate Martin Luther King Jr. as being something that happened a really long time ago and not something that is literally in living memory. And the reason is, have you ever seen a color photo of him?
Not many.
No.
They do this on purpose. They make the photos that were taken in color, they put them up in there in black and white to make it seem like it was something that happened a really long time ago.
Propaganda.
Yeah, it is. Number 3, Swagger's Back to the Impala says, this is on all caps, I'm not going to shout, but just pretend I'm shouting. I just realized we don't even know what dinosaurs sound like. They could have been speaking fluent German for all we know.
I don't think they had the brain power for that.
But can you imagine if they did? It not if they spoke German, but German just happens to sound like dinosaur noises.
Yes, German, the oldest language.
Yeah. So, like, the T-Rex is going on, Achtung, and it's really just making noises, but,
Stereotypical German is just screaming.
I guess that's true. Number 4, Just Shower Thought says, there is no biblical evidence that Jesus even knew how to parallel park. Letting him take the wheel seems a bit irresponsible. And then Mate says, no, you're so wrong. Everyone knows that Jesus drove a Honda, but he didn't like to talk about it. From John 12:49, for I do not speak of my own accord. I knew that was going to get the sigh from Riddle.
And hey, you got to think.
Good podcast. I'll be going now.
You got to think Jesus has had a lot of time to learn shit too.
How to parallel park?
Why not?
If you were in heaven, would you be trying to parallel park?
Hey, he's a selfless guy. He's just trying to help out the common man.
How does that help anybody? Ted, thank you so much for subscribing with your one and only Prime for 37 months. Can we get some emotes spammed in chat to celebrate a new subscriber or a returning subscriber?
Celebrate.
Yes, I will.
Had roads.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I guess you got to get there somehow. Number 5, Fairy Cosmo says, look, I don't think my stretch marks are beautiful. I don't think they're tiger stripes or natural tattoos. There's an extra O in there. I don't think my acne is beautiful. I don't think the bags under my eyes are beautiful. I just think they're human, and I don't think I have to be beautiful all of the time in order to be accepted and loved by and successful. I don't think every small detail of my outer appearance needs to be translated into prettiness. And then Serotonin Sunrise says, fun fact, this POV is actually called body neutrality, and it's so much more accessible and realistic for a lot of people. It's based on the idea that the way we look is the least interesting and important thing about who we are, and that our bodies are worthy of respect regardless if they fit the mold of the current beauty ideals. See, this truly is Tumblr getting deep.
So it's more like, I have body. There it is.
Yeah.
The end.
Big deal. So does everyone else, right? Yeah, very, very good. I mean, I'm all for body positivity, but there's a place for that as well, right? You don't have to sit there and say your stretch marks are beautiful, because they're not.
I'm positive I have a body.
And that's okay. Are you? I'm not so sure sometimes. For all I know, you could be you could be a big flying giant head for all we know.
Sweet.
Incoming message from the giant head. Number 6, biggest, gaudiest Patronuses says, remember to be highly suspicious of any ideology that casts suffering as a virtue.
Seems like a good time to bring this back, was their reply to themselves. And then another reply, hashtag workers forced to endanger themselves to regain their jobs during a pandemic are victims, not selfless heroes. And then Blue Eye Jaguar says, I'm a hostage, thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 7.
I gotta respond to that.
Vajuchi. Vajuchi? Is this like Vagoober? Vajuchi says, how do boys look good without makeup? And then Come Along Miss Pond says, because society hasn't told boys they look bad without it.
Yep.
Everybody can wear and not wear makeup. Do what you want. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Fuck it.
I mean, there is literally a thing that we have now called guy liner. So, like Jesse said, do whatever the hell you want.
Isn't that just eyeliner? Like,
yes, but guys won't buy it unless you make sure that it's manly.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to buy it anyway because I don't want to, but that's fine, you know?
I'm not putting anything near my eyes.
Yeah, you got enough eyeball problems.
Yeah, from my understanding, the point of makeup for women isn't even to look that much prettier. It's to help them feel more confident.
Well, it certainly isn't a universal thing. Like, women aren't a monolith, certainly. But, you know, I'm sure that different women use makeup or don't use makeup for their own reasons. Number 8, Taxo says, I just realized heavens no is the opposite of hell yeah. And so it is.
That's cool.
And
Hell yeah, that's cool.
EB brings up a good point. It's like the aggressively gendered razors. Okay, number 9, Lizard Wizard says, I found out why gorillas is called gorillas. A group of gorillas is called a band. It's been a pun this whole time, and nobody noticed.
Oh my god, a band of gorillas.
That sounds right.
I knew
band
it.
of gorillas. I mean, you're the zoologist here. You would know it. How about a flock of dogs?
A murder of people.
There you go. Number 10, Sora's majestic butt. I just want to say that again for all the Kingdom Hearts fans out there. Sora's majestic butt says, do you ever catch yourself thinking of something so weird and fucked up that you have to stop mid-thought and your face is... It's just a fucked up face. Our thoughts aren't always from us. Sometimes random thoughts are our brain trying to process and understand concepts we'd heard from other people. Your reaction to that thought shows your true feelings on the subject. And then Castiel, Knight of Hell, says, that actually makes me very relieved.
Huh.
I don't know how relieved I am thinking that there are thoughts that are just put in there into your head by other people, right? Like, get out of my head, Charles. Number 11, Sage Rudo says, the fucking worst is when people are like, you hate people for having a different opinion than you. Like, I'm not shitting on this guy because he thinks pistachio ice cream is gross. I'm shitting on him because he actually believes that I and people like me don't deserve basic human rights and respect and safety. Yeah, it's like EB says, opinions are for pizza toppings.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Right? Opinions are for pizza toppings. When you start saying that certain people are less worthy than other people, that's not an opinion. You're just an ass.
Is that
Yeah.
gatekeeping? Is that what they call that?
Is that what?
Gatekeeping? Or is that something else?
No, gatekeeping is sort of like telling other people that they don't belong because they're not true enough to whatever it is that you're trying to keep them out of.
Thank you.
Number 12, Aspiring Warrior Librarian, fantastic name, by the way, says, password sharing is not piracy any more than loaning your friend a DVD or watching a movie with your family is piracy. The service is already paid for. Execs just consider sharing to be evil because they can't exploit every individual person. And somebody chose the name Fun Homo, and that person says if they tried to invent libraries today, it would get shut down.
Ooh.
Boy, that's a deep cut right there, because that's true.
As deep as
like
it gets.
if libraries didn't exist and somebody came up with the idea now, they'd be like, "Oh, up yours, commie." Right? That's what would be said. I'm not even exaggerating, even a little bit. I might be toning it down. Number 13, Just Shower Thought says, blowing a dandelion is basically you helping... I'm sorry, it's funny. Blowing especially with the word blowing in here, you'll see why in a second. Blowing a dandelion is basically you helping a weed ejaculate.
I knew that was where
Yeah.
it was going.
And then JP Finch one says, I was having a good day. We were all having a good day.
I'm still having a good day.
And then Churchyard Grim says, I mean, it's kind of not. Seeds aren't analogous to sperm. Hell, pollen isn't analogous to sperm. Plants don't do dimorphic gametes like that. A better analogy would be firing a couple of dozen fully formed babies from a t-shirt cannon.
Oh, sweet, even better.
Yeah, and then Lunapix says, now we're having a good day again.
Hell yeah. Heavens no.
It's just an interesting choice of words there on blowing a dandelion.
Oh my!
It's a literal baby cannon, as Alice pointed out. Number 14, Multiplaying says, so why does the flexed bicep emoji hands look like a sloth? And then post that emoji. Hashtag I never noticed. Hashtag dead. It does look like a sloth. I'm going to pop it onto the screen here so y'all can see it. Where is that? Here it is. Look at that. See, there's the eyes, there's the nose, and there's the mouth. There's a sloth there.
Well, that's okay.
That's certainly something that I never noticed before and will probably never think about again.
Oh, now that it's all small in the chat, yeah, I can kind of see it, yeah.
Number 15, an anonymous ask says, are you a philosopher? And Tar Guzzler says, boy, I'm dumb as shit. And
Our guzzler.
And then, well, if you guzzle tar, you're definitely dumb as shit. And then Pachoek says, boy, I'm dumb as shit is just rephrase Socrates' I know that I know nothing, so what's the truth? Indeed.
This is getting way too deep. I'm starting to drown here.
Well, that's the point, right? Number 16, Biggest Gaudius Patronus says, as a teenager, I was pretty unimpressed with adults giving each other...
Again.
I know. I was pretty unimpressed with adults giving each other tours of their homes and kitchens, but as an adult, I now understand this is the equivalent of inviting your friends over to see all your toys, and that's chill, actually. And BM Wid says it's the grown-up version of showing your mom your clean room you spent all day tidying. And then Biggest Gaudius Patronus says, holy crap, that's exactly what it is.
Look, I did a good thing.
Yeah. Look, I cleaned. I live like a functional adult.
Probably relate more if I had my own place.
You have a room that, have you ever had to show off your room and look at how tidy it is? Number 17,
Yeah.
Lesbian Shepherd says, I still don't understand the phrase luck of the Irish because the luck of the Irish is, historically speaking, fucking terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Yeah.
the irony inherent in that,
The ironing is delicious.
Number 18, Aspiring Warrior Librarian again says, password. Oh, is it the same one? Password sharing. I don't know how that got on there twice. Okay, number 19, Civilization Kills says, also, whenever people are like, this new Alexa feature is creepy, I'm like, the whole thing is creepy. Why do you have that in the first place? Oh my god. And Anarcho-Mysticism says, uh-oh, bestie, it looks like the spying machine started spying on me a little more overtly, and what the hell was that noise?
Yeah.
Riddle, did you just bang a gong?
Oh, I think I accidentally hit my mic.
Bang, go.
It didn't sound like hitting a mic. It sounded like you got booted off of the Gong Show. Which I just realized you're too young to remember the Gong Show.
I do not recognize it.
No, it was sort of like a game show in the like imagine like the X Factor. Where the judges would bang a gong if they were kicking somebody off of it.
Unknown riddle, unknown comic.
Oh, that's right, the unknown comic. Number 19, that was number 19. Number 20, Two Fucking Present says, whoa, have you ever noticed that there's no present? Like, as soon as we do something, it's done, it's over with, and it automatically becomes the past. Me writing this has become the past. You reading this last sentence is the past. There is no actual present. Then that blows my mind. And then haha LMAO says, stop. Home Talia, that is all, says, I don't know what to do with this information. And Pradagucci says, existential crisis intensifies.
Didn't Spaceballs have a gag about this? Like, when did this happen? Now. When is this currently happening? Right now.
Yeah.
So when did I just miss it? Just now.
Number 21, Coastline Teen says, have you ever realized that sleeping is just your eyes staring at your eyelids all night long? The inside of my eyelids are fucking fascinating.
I'm glad that it's the most boring show on earth. Otherwise, I'd never fall asleep.
I know, right? Number 22, Daniel Canhal says, how many times do you think you've seen the same bird twice? And then Sassy Spoon says that of all the things on this website that have fucked me up, this is one of the worst. Fair enough.
Mm.
But I bet Riddle has seen the same bird twice and multiple times.
Probably.
Yeah, because you've been to zoos all over this bitch, right?
Oh, well, yeah, that.
Yeah. Number 23, Prehistorian says, stop for a minute and realize you are in a 10-pound brain piloting a slab of meat.
Amongst other things.
Yeah. Number 24, George Mallory says, nothing will fuck you up as much as the realization that there's no real reason the alphabet needs to be in order. And then the original Spike says, what have you done?
It's just so that it rhymes, really.
Yeah,
Won't go with the song otherwise.
yeah, somebody was like, well, we have to fit this to Mozart's Twinkle Twinkle somehow. Number 25, Corset Combat. Corset Combat, that's amazing. Picking a college major based on a slight interest you kinda have is the equivalent of a kid telling Extreme Makeover Home Edition he kinda likes elephants or some shit and getting his bedroom turned into a wildlife sanctuary. That's accurate, though.
Yeah.
That was the last one. Out of 25, I got to dock a few points for having the same one on there twice, but I'm going to say this was pretty entertaining, and it was very deep. Change the name back, pleaded James. I'm giving it an 18.
Well, I'll give it a 19.
I'm going to give it a 20.
18, 19, 20. So, like, it makes sense, though. Numbers are in order, in a specific order for a specific reason, but, okay, like, Z is the last letter of the alphabet. Why? Why is it? Where is my phone? Oh, there it is.
Because X, Y, Z.
But that doesn't rhyme. You realize when you say Z, it doesn't rhyme in the song, right?
I know, but just shut up.
Yeah, have you considered this? Shut up.
Yes.
What are you, J.R.R. Tolkien in the bar? What the hell is going on over there? It's not a letter here from this fellow who asked me the same question I always get in a pub or whatever, and somebody comes by and says, hey, Tolkien, why didn't they just fly the eagles to Mordor? That would have been a lot faster. So I'm going to answer this fellow as I always answer this. Shut up.
Exactly.
Okay, I got to scroll up a bit here. Okay, so I got some lists from EB. So EB made a list, and this is really interesting. It's numbered all to fuck because of Discord. It starts at number 12 and goes up to number 26 for some reason.
Huh.
Oh, dear.
But that's Discord's fault, not EB's. It is a list of albums where every song became a single. And it's in no particular order. So this became because we had a music appreciation recently where we listened to Fleetwood Mac. And it was just interesting to listen to the album Rumors, and it was like, and this song's a hit, and this song's a hit, and this song's a hit. Even the song Silver Springs, that was initially cut from the album, big hit.
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking about this, and EB came up with the idea to come up with a list of albums that are, every single song was a single. There are two honorable mentions that I'm going to mention first. One is Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull, which only has one song, which is broken into two parts only because you have to flip the record over. And Elvis Presley's self-titled debut, because they released each song as a separate single, because at the time not everybody had the kind of record player that could play a full album.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, so ABBA's self-titled album, every song's a hit. That's because every ABBA song you know is on that album. Get another album by them and you're like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, besides that album, what other hits do they have?
None, yeah. A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles, of course. Also, Help by the Beatles, also. Blondie's album Parallel Lines, every song was a single.
Huh.
Now, David Bowie, out of all the David Bowie albums, you wouldn't think to go to Station being the one that was all singles, but that is the case.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. Electric Light Orchestra's Face the Music. And Billy Joel's An Innocent Man. Once again, you wouldn't think of that as being the one with all the hits, but it is.
Go figure.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. I feel like Michael Jackson might have had a few albums where they were all singles, right?
It has to be,
Probably.
like, even Thriller.
Yeah, I mean, when did he ever release a song that wasn't like a hit until like way later in his career?
Yeah, yeah.
The Works by Queen. Every song was a single. Going for the One by Yes. Now, see, I have that album, and I really hold on a second because I know the title screen is 100% a big hit, but let's see. Going for the One. Let me bring it up here. That just sounds off. You know what I mean? I know that EB did a lot of research for this, but so let's see. Going for the One, Turn of the Century, Parallels, Wondrous Stories, and Awaken. And then everything else is... Oh, you know what? Yeah, all the rest of the songs are like bonus tracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I guess they don't count.
Yeah, they don't, and it is true that those 5 songs were all singles. Even Awaken had like a radio edit because it's a long song, and it makes sense because the album was called Going for the One because that's what they were doing. They wanted to write a #1 album.
Wow.
Madonna's self-titled album,
Mm-hmm.
also known as Songs That Get White People Turnt. Also Like a Virgin by Madonna. Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. The crazy thing about Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell is that not only was each song a hit, but they were all kind of longer songs. I think the shortest song is like 5 minutes long, you know.
Good Lord.
Rumors by
Jesus.
Fleetwood Mac. We spoke about that one already. And bonus points to the fact that a live version of the cut song Silver Springs would also go on to chart. And then it was restored to the album in the 2004 remaster. So out of, I don't know how many this is because they're numbered all weird. Let's just give it, I'm going to say A+ for all the research that had to be done to make this list.
Yeah, A++.
There you go.
I'll also say A+.
I also would like to express my admiration for that particular beer. Okay. All right, here's another EB list we didn't get to do last time. Movies EB has seen or has not seen in so long that they may well have never seen them. So, you ever say like a movie, like I know I've seen that so long ago, but it was so long ago and I remember so little that it's like you never saw it anyway.
Right.
So there's
I got one right off the top of my dome. Never Ending Story.
Wow, really? I haven't seen that in a long time, but I must have watched it like 100 times as a kid, so...
Yep.
Yeah. But these are 10 movies that EB has watched in the past. It's actually 11 movies because one of them's a double. So number 10 is the double, Terminator and the Terminator 2. I haven't seen those in so long. Which is interesting because I'm sure that come around New Year's or so, June will stream one of those films.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Number 9 is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That one aged like milk. You're good to go on that.
I think I saw that once, and even I don't remember it.
Yeah. Oh,
It
don't press
was
that.
a yearly tradition for years in my house.
Oh my God, that sounds like hell.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Number 8 is Pulp Fiction. I love Pulp Fiction. Great movie.
Does it
Definitely.
look like a bitch?
What? Say what one more time. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Say what one more motherfucking time. Does he look like a bitch?
No.
Then why are you trying to fuck him like a bitch? Number 7 is Halloween, and parenthetical here is just a bunch of classic slasher and horror movies, to be honest. Hey, Taco.
Halloween.
Halloween, you know that one.
Yeah.
Number 6, Blazing Saddles. God, that movie's hilarious. It's still funny to this day.
There are some jokes in there that have aged like milk, but I don't know.
I think
it's
I don't think really.
it's different.
Because I think that anything bad that's said is said in the context that it is bad.
It's
You
like
know.
poking fun at this thing.
Yeah, they're all making fun of people that talk like that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh boy, number 5. We had a whole discussion about that. Is Pink Floyd's The Wall, one of my favorite albums of all time. Never seen the movie, don't care to. Apparently,
No?
there was a
Never
whole
seen it.
nostalgia critic thing that was a big controversy about this.
I'd heard of it, but I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah. Number 4 is American History X. Good movie.
Yeah, but it's hard
it's a tough,
sometimes.
It's a tough watch, yeah. Number 3 is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's another really fantastic movie.
Ooh, I love that one.
Zero notes there. Great film.
Still holds up.
Well, I guess number 2 is a threefer. I didn't notice this at first. The original Indiana Jones trilogy. Well, there have been 4 Indiana Jones movies, and 2 of them have been good. Let's hope this next one is gonna make a trilogy.
2 of them have been. What's the bad one?
Well, I mean, Temple of Doom. I mean that kind of.
That's my favorite of the original
How
trilogy.
could that be your? It has aged like ice cream.
Ice cream.
Old ice cream from the 80s. Do not chew the chunks. And number 1 is Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Ghostbusters holds up pretty well. Yeah. Pretty good. Honorable mentions to the Godfather trilogy, which is borderline. Watched them a little over a decade ago. Back to the Future as well.
Ooh.
So is on there as an honorable mention. But yeah, out of 10, and I'm going to rate this by how many of these you probably should watch. 7.
7 sounds good.
Nobody.
I'm actually gonna keep it lucky at 777s.
There you go. I got to tell you, Taco, nobody should be forced to watch Revenge of the Nerds.
Ooh.
That movie is
Only heard
awful.
bad things about it.
Yeah, and then they made like a bunch of sequels because people weren't creeped out enough. Okay, Alice is... Oh, no, I already did that one. I got to scroll down a little more. Oh, well, this one's from you, Riddle. So wait, you have a list for us. I forgot about that.
Oh.
It's actually an expansion of this one.
Is it the Green Lantern thing?
Yeah, because literally I threw that last minute for the last one,
Okay.
but it ended before you got to it. So
Okay,
I
so what...
expanded it to 5 Marvel characters for each Lantern Ring Corps.
Okay, so Jesse, do you
What?
understand the whole concept of the different color rings?
Absolutely. When I got married, I actually put on an orange lantern ring.
To represent
Wow.
greed?
Greed, yeah. Like
Wow.
she's mine and nobody else's, until whatever happened.
That's weird, man. Okay.
It's kind of weird.
It is weird, but fuck it. Now I have a cool orange lantern ring.
I mean, there's that. You could have, I mean, there's one that represents love.
Oh, I know. I
I'm just
know.
saying- I'm just saying, you could have used that one. All right, go ahead, Riddle.
All right, I'm gonna go in color
Chromat-
of the rainbow order.
chromatic?
So we're going
Start with red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
red. First is the very obvious Bruce Banner / the Hulk.
Yeah, nobody, I mean, his whole power, he's a rage monster. I mean, yeah, totally.
Be unstoppable. Next is Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The Berserker Rage.
Yeah.
We're doing 5 for each color, right?
5 for each, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I should also say that there's a lot of MCU influence in this list
That's
since I
fine.
haven't read.
That's fine.
Next is Nebula, because she really fucking hates her father, adopted.
And the book version of her is even more raged out.
Oh, yeah.
And then next I put Drax the Destroyer, because
Yes.
And
Just what-
hilarious.
Ronan did to him would make him the perfect
You're cutting
Perfect
up a bit,
person
Riddle.
for
We're
one.
not
Yeah.
getting everything here.
sorry, yeah. And my final one is the Punisher.
Yeah. I don't think the Punisher would accept the red ring, though. But he would certainly come for him, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
now
so
for
who
the-
gets the orange ones?
First is Teven the Collector, because
Yeah.
that's literally his thing.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's his whole thing, yeah.
Next, I put the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I mean he's a billionaire,
Maybe.
so
This next one is a person I waffled on because he could get like 3 different colors as Doctor Doom.
yeah, no, I can't agree with that one.
I don't know enough about him, but sure.
No, yeah, he's not greedy.
He's greedy for technology and learning about magic and such. That was my justification.
Yeah, but he does all that on his own, you know.
Hmm.
He's not
He,
stealing it from
he puts the
anybody.
work in.
I mean, he does, you know.
All right, and for the next, I put Kang the Conqueror because he's a conqueror.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
I had some trouble with this one. And the
Great.
final one, since a Green Lantern can be a planet, I put Ego.
Ego, the living planet. I would
Because
have, I would have
he
put,
wants to be everything.
I would have put the kingpin in there.
Is he really greedy?
I mean, he's a industrialist dude and a criminal. I mean, he's all about wealth. So
He's got to have his fingers in
True.
everything.
and he's a glutton too, because he's this giant like fucking sumo wrestler dude. So
All
yeah,
right, next is the Yellow Ring of Fear.
yeah. Fear me.
First, I put Loki.
No. Not
What?
Loki. Why Loki? He doesn't terrorize anybody.
Well, I thought he liked to terrorize people, even if he didn't.
No, no, not really. I can't agree with Loki.
All right, next I put Ronan the Accuser.
Okay, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's more of a determinist, you know?
Doesn't he just kind of want people to
Die.
do his stuff?
He just wants to wipe out the race that
Well,
he
I'm
wants to
more-
wipe out, yeah.
More thought of him in Guardians in the Galaxy when anyone on Xandar feared his name.
Well, that's because they don't want to die.
Yeah.
But he's not like using fear as a weapon.
All right. And then next I put the Red Skull.
Yeah.
he's-
Using fear to manipulate people.
He's a literal Nazi. And then I put Venom.
No. No. Definitely
Just-
not.
Just kind of a powerful dude.
Yeah, that's not his personality at all.
Oh. And the final one was I actually did some research for like most feared things in the Marvel universe. So this last one is because of that, Galactus.
Well, I mean-
Galactus is feared because he's gonna eat the entire planet. He could be like the orange suits him more
True.
because he consumes
But-
planet. I think something
I see where you're coming from.
I definitely see where you're coming. I think for the Yellow Ring, somebody like Daredevil would be more appropriate because
He's the man without fear.
well, that too, but he terrorizes criminals, or and he's the guy that's gonna hold a criminal over, like Batman by their ankle over a building and yell at them.
True.
I think Daredevil's more suited for that.
Dared evil.
All right, well, let's hear the Green Lanterns.
Willpower. First is Doctor Strange.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes,
'Cause
100%.
he died thousands of times trapping Dormammu in a time loop.
Dude squared up against Thanos like it wasn't no shit either. So absolutely. Plus, he's keeping his hands together with sheer willpower.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Next is Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Yeah.
Yes.
Scraps in a cave.
Scraps.
That meme.
The next is Cable.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Hmm.
he's using sheer willpower. I mean, it's his superpower, but he's using sheer willpower to stave off a virus constantly.
Oh, I didn't know that
Absolutely.
part about him.
Yeah, 100%. Cable's a good one.
This next one, Nightcrawler, because he literally willed himself back into life.
Maybe. I don't know. I think he's more Blue Ring material.
Ooh, maybe, yeah.
And my last one is Namor, because he's apparently resisted mind control multiple times.
Namor's just a dick.
So I've
I,
heard.
I
Hey,
just
still that willpower though.
not a fan of the character, Yeah, not bad. All right, now the blue rings. This is
Well,
this is compassion and hope. Well, it's
Wolverine
hope
is
more.
hope.
It's hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, so first is obvious Captain America.
Yeah. Duh.
Hello.
But he could be green as well. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of overlap there, I think.
He is like kind of what the equivalent to Superman in that he's the bar that other heroes
Yes.
hold themselves to.
Yes.
I mean, the S does stand for hope.
Well, not really.
I know.
All right, this next one might be movie only.
Okay.
Black Panther.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I only know him from the movie though. Movies.
I know him from the comics, and it's the same character, really.
All right. Next one is Thor.
Thor?
I considered him for green, but I decided to go with blue.
Thor could pick up any one of these rings depending on who's writing him that day. So,
Maybe Frog Thor.
Throg.
Throg. Next is Professor X.
No,
Hmm.
Oh.
no. You don't know anything about him, do you? Maybe the cartoon version. No.
Later in life.
No. No. He's a dick.
Only if he's played by Patrick Stewart.
I mean, the Patrick Stewart version was pretty good, but yeah, no, the actual like comic version of him, ooh, rough.
He's done some shit.
Yeah, he's done some really evil shit.
Oh. Oops.
Okay.
We'll go with movie version, MCU version, and
Yeah.
Fox X-Men version.
And then my final one is Miguel O'Hara, because I have a normal Spider-Man on a different one.
Honestly, I think Peter Parker is the one that gets the blue ring. Miguel is more green, I think. And I tell you this as the biggest Miguel O'Hara fan in the community, aside from possibly Alice.
From my research, he seems kind of like the hope of the future after he rebuilt it himself.
Yeah, but it was because he had to, because he was the only one that could. It was more of I think it speaks more to willpower.
More of happenstance.
No, it's determination is what it is.
Ah.
All right, let's hear the indigo. You have to realize that you don't give them to people that represent. I mean, you can give them to people that represent compassion, but the point is you're supposed to give them to truly evil people who need to be forced to feel compassion.
Right. Yeah, Indigo was tricky.
Indigo's very tricky.
Now, this first one might require some explaining.
Okay.
I put Bucky Barnes because I think he'd willingly put the ring on to repress his
100. No, you got that 100% right.
That'd be pretty good.
That's perfect. Winter Soldier's perfect choice there.
The next one I put is Deadpool because that's definitely a thing the X-Men would try.
I don't know if the X-Men would try it, but I feel like
the ring itself.
Somebody would try it. Somebody's gonna jam that on his finger or somewhere. Let's go.
And the next one is Dr. Octopus to
yeah, because he's
restore his mind from the tentacles.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Good
work.
one,
That
good
might reverse his little problem.
He doesn't have that problem in the comics. He's just a jerk, but that also fits.
Oh. And the next one is Carnage because he's just a pure psychopath.
Carnage is the most perfect because there's nothing good about him. There's no like spark of hope there, so he would make the perfect Indigo ring slave.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And this last one is completely from research. I put the Sentry because he seems to have continuing mental issues with like a super powered evil side.
He's got that dissociative identity disorder.
Ooh.
I don't know that would work with him, but it's a good thought though. All right, violet ring.
Love.
Oh yeah, baby.
Well, first is the Enchantress.
Duh. It's right there in her name. Duh. Winning.
Enchanté.
Next, I put Sue Richards.
Ooh, once again, that depends on who's writing her. It could work. It's
Yeah.
just she's been through some weird phases.
Yeah. And the next, I put Mystique.
Mystique, who threw her baby son off of a waterfall because he was blue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
Nightcrawler is
just
her
know that
son,
most
by
of
the way.
her.
Yeah.
I just know that most of her backstories from like multiple failed relationships.
She's also been in a committed relationship with an older woman for decades. So
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't know about that one.
Hmm. All right. And after that, I put Rogue.
That's a good one.
'Cause I think she
Sure.
would want that,
She would want that. You're right.
but
Hmm.
can't because of her powers.
Good night,
And
sugar.
then the final one, I put North Star.
Now, see, interesting because the Star Sapphires have traditionally always been women, and that the male side tends to represent the more obsessive side of love.
Huh.
Ooh.
So I don't think it fits North Star because he's in a committed relationship, you know.
So
Right.
who would fit the more obsessive? You think?
That's going to require more thought than we have time
Yeah,
for. I
yeah. Don't
think,
worry
you
about
know.
it.
All right. Okay, so are you going to do the white and the black, or
Yes.
okay? Let's hear the black.
first
rings.
is-
Oh, we're going to do white first. Okay,
Oh, we can do black.
Whichever one you want. It's your list.
Well, I guess I'll do black.
Black.
First is Thanos.
Obsessed with death.
Well,
Yep.
you have to be actually dead, and he's been dead, so we could, yeah. You just catch him when he's dead.
Yeah, my thought going into the black rings was more like assigning the person that would send out the rest of the rings and wield an army
Oh,
of the
so
undead.
like Black Hand did. Yeah, okay.
Black Hand.
So Thanos would do that.
Yeah, Thanos would do that.
Next is Hela.
I mean,
She's
she's
literally the goddess of death.
Yeah. She got hella rings.
Third, I put Gore, the God Slayer,
Gore the Godslayer. Okay. Not bad.
and then Apocalypse.
I mean,
He wants to
yes.
end everything.
Well, he also has the whole the horseman thing going on. So yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
that's-
Yeah.
And then kind of a cheat, but the literal embodiment of death as a teenage girl.
That's DC.
Oop.
That's
Okay.
DC. Marvel's embodiment of death is more of a Grim Reaper skeleton.
That
Spooky
Deadpool
skeleton.
Wants to
I
bang.
mean, she has tits, but she's not a young girl. She's Deadpool's girlfriend.
Anyway,
Yeah, the
That's
teenage
right.
girl death that's DC. That's from Sandman.
Cool.
Oops. All right, next is Life.
The White Rings.
Right.
Now to
First I
qualify,
put-
they had to have died and returned.
Oh, really?
Which
But that's
like every character
that's
in
like
Marvel.
every Marvel character, pretty much. Yeah, that's why Superman got one, for example.
Oh. I just thought they had to embody all of the other colors.
That is the White Lantern, so you could be saying that it's in place of something like the Swamp Thing that embodied the White Lantern. So
Mhm.
Well, actually, Swamp Thing was an inspiration for this first one, which is Groot.
Oh.
Groot.
Yeah. Groot.
Groot has died and returned. So
And the next I put Spider-Man because he seems to have all of the other light.
I don't know about that one.
Hmm,
I don't know about that. one.
maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe.
You know who should get it is Jean Grey, because she's been dead and alive so many times.
It's
Oh, that
old
was number
hat.
4.
What's that?
That was number 4.
Oh, there we go.
Eh.
Yeah. She's the
And number
Phoenix.
3, I put the Silver Surfer.
Oh, see, that's a good one because his whole origin is sort of a death rebirth cycle. So,
Oh, okay.
And then for the last one, I put Vision.
ooh, that's an interesting one because he's an android.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
artificial life.
Yeah, artificial. That's cool. I like it. I mean, because he did gain sentience on his own and learned how to feel emotions and fall in love and everything. So,
Life
Yeah.
from no life.
I think you
And as
completely. Oh, you have something else?
And as a bonus, I found one person for the Ultraviolet Core.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hear it.
For them, I put the Scarlet Witch.
The Scarlet. Why the Scarlet Witch?
Well, from when I read, the entity that basically forces you to become part of it is driven toward, like, just the most awful feelings imaginable of grief and self-hatred. At least in the MCU, the Scarlet Witch seems to
No.
be
Well, yeah, the
embodiment of
the
that.
MCU
Well-
version of her. Yeah, I'm more familiar with the comics version where she's just a little bit crazy, and also, dangerous. Okay, so I think honestly you did a pretty good job with this. You kind of whiffed on the yellow ring,
Yeah.
but other than that, I B plus, I say.
I mean, Marvel. It's a big, gigantic, ginormous world. So
yeah.
it's you can't remember it all. So
Yeah.
I think all that considered, you did a better job than I would have. So I give you an A based on my
Hey.
knowledge.
Okay, so let's see. EB sent music's 30 fiercest feuds and beefs.
Ooh, T.
Feuds and beefs.
Yeah. Beefs and feuds, maybe. Okay, so the first one, and oh, wait. Why did this go to the middle of the list? Let me scroll up. Okay, so this is from RollingStone.com. Music's 30 fiercest feuds and beefs and beefs and feuds. John Lennon versus Paul McCartney is first on here.
Kill John Lennon.
Kill John Lennon. John Lennon's already dead, Butters. Yeah, they didn't get along very well, and it was 100% because John Lennon was actually quite a dick.
For real?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Ask any one of the
Hey,
Beatles.
I don't know.
Or or his
Not
or
their autobiographer or autobiographer.
or his
biographer.
son.
Ah.
Yeah. Next one is Brian Wilson versus Mike Love. Look, I have gone a long time not giving a fuck about the Beach Boys, and I'm cool with that. If they want to kick each
Same.
other's asses, they can do it. I don't care.
Hey, I know people that say that the Beach Boys were better songwriters than the Beatles.
They were more consistent. I don't know if they were better.
Well, that's their opinion. I just don't care.
Next up is Don Felder versus Don Henley and Glenn Fry. I mean, you might as well just say the Eagles all just fucking hated each other and leave it at that, right? There's a reason.
Boy, can they cut an album.
Oh, absolutely. But there's a reason that their big reunion show, when released as an album, was called Hell Freezes Over, because that's what people thought it would take for them to get back together.
It's a good title, though.
Yeah. Next up is this is a big one, and this has been going on since the late 60s and is still going on today. Roger Waters versus David Gilmour.
That's a lot of hatred.
To this day, come on, guys.
Well, Roger has gotten worse and worse in his old age.
Mm.
The guy just can't keep his fucking mouth shut. And the feud recently got completely reinvigorated when David Gilmour's wife, Polly, took to Twitter to just blast Roger Waters' balls off the planet. And yeah, it was pretty fiery.
Apparently he's gone full tanky. Roger.
He's completely full tanky, yeah.
Full tanky.
He's practically jerking Putin off right now.
No.
Yeah.
Ew.
Can you imagine the man who wrote the album, The Final Cut, as a protest against the invasion of the Falkland Islands, is now out there saying, the war in Ukraine wasn't completely unprovoked.
What happened?
He lost his goddamn mind, not that he ever had it.
What?
Yeah. That's the reason that Pink Floyd hasn't reunited in that sense. That they have, but without Roger, because they can't be in the same room without wanting to take swings at each other. Like that
Damn,
that concert they did at Live 8, the 4 songs that they came out to play. Do you know the reason that they weren't announced to be there until 5 seconds before they weren't even announced? They just came on. Because nobody was sure until the last second if they were actually going to make it to the stage without knocking each other out.
Like there was no way it would be set in stone until they were playing.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just that nobody announced it. Like the screen went, the whole stage went dark, and then all of a sudden you started hearing Pink Floyd. Ray Davies versus Dave Davies. Well, look, when your name is Dave Davies, you got to be pissed off about something.
Dave's not here, man.
He's not here, man. Where's Elise at? Dave's not here, man. Yeah. I don't. Once again, I've spent a long time not caring about the Kinks. So,
I mean, what they did was fine.
Yeah.
Catchy songs.
But I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. I mean, I kind of feel like Art Garfunkel got fucked over 6 Ways to Sunday, and that's probably why they have such a feud. So, yeah.
What?
Keith Richards versus Elton John. Now, this I'm unaware of.
Huh.
Unaware of. So, apparently, it started when Keith Richards called Elton John a poser.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Scandalous.
That was in 1988.
Still hasn't gotten over it.
And apparently Keith Richards has taken every opportunity that he could to just snipe about Elton John.
What's he got against the guy?
It's hard to tell. It just sounds like he just doesn't care for him. Elton John's reply didn't come later until an interview with the Daily News where he said, "I'm glad I've given up drugs and alcohol. It would be awful to be like Keith Richards. He's pathetic, poor thing. It's like a monkey with arthritis trying to go on stage and look young. I have great respect for the Stones, but they would have all been better if they'd thrown Keith out 15 years ago. I just think he's an asshole, and I have for a long time." Wow.
Ooh, I love it.
Immolated.
Yeah.
How do you come back from that? Oh my God.
You need a burn center for that one.
Yeah. David Lee Roth versus Eddie Van Halen. Let's be honest. Eddie Van Halen versus every other member of Van Halen that isn't named something Van Halen.
You a narcissist?
Oh my God, he was the biggest narcissist.
And we're talking about him and David Lee Roth in the same room.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you spoke to David Lee Roth, you'd get that he's stuck up. He's full of himself. He's a rock star, right? You know.
Yeah.
If you talk to Eddie Van Halen, he would try to have you believe he invented rock and roll.
Oh, jeez, one of those.
Wow.
Yeah. EB's wondering how is Keith Richards that alive after being that roasted.
He must have been pickled all these years.
The Roxanne Wars are the next thing on here.
Roxanne.
Well, apparently it's multiple artists who all wanted to use the stage name Roxanne, and they all thought they had a claim to it, and it became a whole thing.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Steven Tyler versus Joe Perry.
Really?
Why do you think Aerosmith didn't release an album for like 20 years?
Oh.
There you go.
I didn't know that that's what it was
Yeah.
from. I thought it was drugs or something.
Slash versus Axl Rose. Well, look. When your singer is going on stage singing the N-word and your mom is black, you're going to have an issue with that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Really? I did not know that either. I'm
You
learning
know-
a lot.
You didn't know Slash was a black dude? He's very light-skinned.
I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
I just see him in the get up, you know.
The
Yeah.
ball of hair with the top hat on top of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Axl Rose has certainly mellowed out over the years. He's a lot more wholesome than he used to be, but you can't escape some of the things that he said back in the day. Now this is an interesting one because it's an entire band versus another entire band. Oasis versus Blur.
I remember this because I was into Oasis during that heated time.
So I think that the people who hate Blur are the only people that remember Blur.
Oh, I still remember. Who doesn't remember Song 2?
Yeah, but who knows it's actually, first of all, who knows that that's the name of the song, right? And then secondly, who remembers that that's actually by a band called Blur?
Not me.
Exactly.
Well, he's got the gorillas now, so.
There you go. Tupac Shakur versus Notorious B.I.G.
Thank you, Moogle.
I mean, this was pretty much just the West Coast and the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It
all it
blew
was.
up.
Yeah, that's
It blew
all.
up, and then it blew up.
Yeah. Kid Rock versus Tommy Lee. I mean, this might be the fact that Kid Rock's entire career has been doing Tommy Lee cosplay. I mean,
Good one.
when that's the guy that you aspire to be and want to be, and then you shit all over him, you really are a piece of shit. Prince versus Michael Jackson. I don't know.
There was beef there?
I had no idea.
Eh?
Oh my god. So apparently, listen to this. So apparently they met at a party and started playing ping pong with each other. And then Prince wins, and then he was a real dick about it, saying, "Did you see that? He played like Helen Keller."
Oh,
That's just such an asshole thing to say.
dude.
And apparently this it had nothing to do with music or stardom, but is that apparently Prince and Michael Jackson would occasionally get together to compete in some sort of sporting activity, and Prince was just so hyper competitive and a dick like that.
I could see that coming out of Prince. He's got to be the best.
Guns N' Roses versus Nirvana. What do they even have to do with each other?
Like, would
No
would
idea.
would anybody even care?
Hmm.
Do we have any context?
Okay, so apparently, listen to the Rose invited Nirvana to be their opening act on a co-headlining tour with Metallica, and I guess Kurt was dodging his calls. And they were walking through an airport, and Kurt says, "Fuck, Axl Rose won't stop calling me."
Maybe Kurt just saw that band lineup and was like, "Nah, that's not us."
It wasn't either.
Yeah.
So, and apparently Axl Rose, being, of course, the mature individual that he was, talk shit about him, talk shit about his band, talk shit about his wife.
Dude, come on, man.
Like I said, Axl Rose may be a chill guy on Twitter now, but he used to be one of the biggest dicks in the industry. So,
Well, when everybody loves you and you think you're number one at the top with everything.
Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown. It's just back when they believed that only one singer that sings R&B from Brooklyn can exist at a time, so they had to fight to the death.
And so they did. I don't even remember Foxy Brown, but I remember Lil Kim.
Well, you remember Lil Kim because she usually had one titty hanging out.
No, I remember, well, her music. I remember her music videos.
Mariah Carey versus Whitney Houston.
Is this
So-
who thinks they're the better singer?
Let's see. I'm reading this here.
Does it have to do with the Christmas song?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Apparently, it had to do with they both showed up for the MTV Music Video Awards wearing the exact same dress,
Oh, well, one of us has to change.
and then it snowballed from there. That's wild. 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. Who remembers Ja Rule?
I
Never
do
heard of
now.
Yeah, because you heard the name. The last time you thought of Ja Rule before that might have been in like 2003. I mean,
It's like saying Exhibit.
Yeah.
Who remembers him?
I do just now.
Yeah.
Nas versus Jay-Z. Well, now I
Huh.
remember who Nas is.
I remember Nas only because now I think of
Yeah.
Lil Nas X,
Yeah.
but
Oh, wow.
they had beef. Oh.
Apparently they did. I mean, rappers always had to like fight for some reason.
Man, they made a couple video games based on it.
Madonna versus Elton John. Second time Elton John's
I thought
coming.
they'd be down with each other, honestly.
No, no, no. Apparently it came because she put out that song "Die Another Day," and Elton felt that he had to say the truth that it sucked.
Well, it did suck.
I mean, it did suck, yeah. And apparently she wasn't happy about that, and that's where that comes from.
Sorry, Madonna. Not every song
Yeah.
you made is good.
Yeah.
In fact, many of them are bad.
Noel Gallagher versus Liam Gallagher.
Shock.
I mean, that was
I've never
That was-
known two brothers to hate each other as much as them.
yeah. Mariah.
I
sorry.
read their books based on them hating each other as they came out.
Mariah Carey versus Jennifer Lopez. I would just like to see those two just with broadswords.
Broadsword?
In Times Square.
Oh! They should fight and then make up and then form a metal band, and call it Broadsword.
That's terrible. I just wanted them to hack each other to pieces in the middle of Times Square.
Aww.
Lady Gaga versus Madonna. Madonna seems to be coming up quite a bit here.
Burned a lot of bridges.
Yeah. Well, apparently Madonna decided that Lady Gaga was hugely influenced by her and is upset that that hasn't been acknowledged.
Well,
What a narcissist.
way to be humble.
Yeah, I know, right? Kanye West versus Taylor Swift. Well, look, you can just put Kanye West on here because the guy's insane.
Kanye West versus the world.
The guy's insane. I mean, that happened, I'm going to let you finish and all that. And the president of the United States at the time felt the need to take time out of his busy day to call him a jackass.
For the record, he is a gay fish.
No, I am not Aquaman. I am a recovering gay fish.
Yeah.
Meek Mill versus Drake. Oh, God, I remember this. They both suck so much.
I don't care so much that it loops around that I care a little bit now.
They suck so bad. And I don't mean their music. I mean just as people. They just suck.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jack White versus the Black Keys.
I forgot about the Black Keys.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember Jack White.
Katy Perry versus Taylor Swift.
Taylor Smith.
So,
what was their beef again? Was it something specific?
oh, this is weird. So apparently, they just got into a whole tiff on Twitter. Nicki Minaj was involved somehow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Katy Perry wrote a nasty song about her. Zayn Malik versus One Direction. Who the fuck is Zayn Malik, and why do I care about One Direction? Oh, he was in that band.
I was just about to say, was he one of them?
I guess he was, according to this. Who cares high score? Remy Ma versus Nicki Minaj. I don't know who Remy Ma is.
Neither do I.
We're getting pretty recent, I'm starting to think.
No, I have no idea who that is. That's the last one.
Well, there you go.
There were 21 of them. Out of 21, there were a few here that I was unaware of and were really interesting. And there was a few competing for the Who Cares top score. So out of 21, I'm going to say, I'm going to split the difference. We'll call it a 12.
There were a couple here I was genuinely interested in. I'm going to bump it up to a 15.
Swanky.
Well, I don't usually pay attention to these beefs, so most of these were news to me. But I'm just going to say 11.
Okay. June put in the top 10 constellations in the Zodiac, but I happen to know that was a joke. So we're just gonna go.
Your reaction GIF is hysterical.
What the shit? Yeah. That's the reason I was spamming the tomato emote as well. Tomato.
Uh-huh.
I'm throwing tomatoes.
Mm.
Okay, so I don't understand. Okay, I think I have to bring this up on the computer because Bort, we need more Bort license plates. Put a link to say they put a Street Fighter, something to do with Street Fighter in there, and
Hmm.
it won't open on my phone. So let me go over to the list critics here and see if I can get it open. Well, that came right up. So every Street Fighter character ranked.
Whoa.
Wow.
We're gonna have to go through this rather quickly, despite the fact that this is came from Event Hubs, and there's like about a paragraph on each one. But there's also 72 characters in the Street Fighter series, so we're gonna go through this rather rapidly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. No, June explained it to me and everything, but worst Street Fighter ever, El Fuerte. I mean, they decided they needed a Mexican luchador who's also a chef.
That's kind of cool.
This character that's in Street Fighter 4 that like isn't interesting to play and nobody has ever spoken of again.
Didn't you have beef with Nightwolf or something?
Nightwolf is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So no. Number 71 is Sodom. Sodom is really more of a Final Fight character. He's kind of funny. I don't know. I kind of like him a little bit. Number 70 is Fong, who is supposed to be like one of the new villains introduced in Street Fighter V, and everybody realized that this guy sucks in every way that something can suck.
Like just not fun to play.
He's an ugly motherfucker, not fun to play, sucks, has an annoying voice. Nobody plays him. He's just boring. Nikali at number 69, another Street Fighter V character that everybody thought was going to be a big deal, and then nobody gave a shit.
Nice. Sorry.
Yeah. Number 68 is Remy. I think Remy should be higher up just for the fact that he's got like hella swag, but he's terrible. He's
So what? You look super fly, but
cool
sucks.
design. He looks like an SNK character, which if you know that is a good thing. But yeah. Number 67 is Necro. Necro is really, really fun to play and a really cool character, but he is a weird shitter that is hard to look at. I'm sorry, but he is a weird shitter that is hard to look at. Number 66 is 12. 12 is just cooler design than Necro, but
12 is the name of a character?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Necro was his prototype.
12
is cooler design, but far less fun to play. Number 65 is Hakan. I mean, the idea of putting a Turkish oil wrestler into the game is a cool idea, but this guy's
red.
Yeah, he's a weird shitter that's hard to look at.
Again.
I mean, there's some Street Fighter designs that are just so ugly that that's all you could say. Number 64 is Falk.
Falcon hell.
Falk is great, but she's just another Cammy. So I understand that. Number 63 is Ed. Ed is sort of like what if M. Bison was pretty. And that's as far as it
Bison
goes.
got some beautiful cheekbones.
Isn't who Indian? What are you talking about? Duran. Duran's not a character from Street Fighter. I don't know who you're talking about, Taco. Number 62 is Sean. Sean is bad, but that's the whole point. I kind of like Sean.
John Badman.
Well, I mean bad as in he's not a good fighter, and that's like kind of his whole thing. Number 61 is Oni. Oni is just what if Akuma, but even edgier.
Yep.
Does Oni look like an Oni?
Yeah, pretty much. Number 60 is Lucia. She's from Final Fight 3. She was in Street Fighter 5. She would be cool if she wasn't a cop.
What?
Yeah. Number 59 is DeCapre, which they spelled wrong. DeCapre is just like what if evil Cammy.
Getting a couple of camis in here.
She's just another Cammy. Yeah. Number 58 is Luke. I feel like Luke's low because he's like the new face of the series. He's the new protagonist, and the new protagonist always gets kind of stuffed by the fandom.
The new Ryu, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, I mean, that's what happened with Alex. It's what happened with Abel, you know, and
I guess Rashid didn't get hit by it as hard because Rashid's more interesting. But Luke he was introduced at the very end. He was the last character added to Street Fighter V, and the whole idea was he is a Street Fighter VI character making a cameo here.
Oh.
You know. Number 57 is Adon. I love to play Adon. He's really fun. He's also a weird shitter that is hard to look at.
Oh man, we got a gaggle of these.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of fucked up noises that nobody wants to hear. Number 56 is Abel. He's the protagonist of Street Fighter 4. He is also boring Mick White guy.
Yeah, this one I actually know. You're right.
Yeah. Number 55 is Rufus. Most people hate Rufus because the design that he started out with was really good. And they were coming up with something really cool, and then somebody at Capcom said, wouldn't it be hilarious if he was fat? And then they ruined the character.
Yeah, he hates Ken, doesn't he?
He's got some sort of hard-on for Ken, but he thinks every character that he runs into is Ken.
They ain't all Ken.
Number 54 is Birdie, and I appreciate the fact that Birdie is boring as shit. You want to like him, though.
He the one with the mohawk?
Yeah, he's got the mohawk.
Okay.
Number 53 is Abigail, another character coming over from Final Fight. And the only thing you remember is that Abigail is so big that part of him is usually covered up by his life bar. So he's just it's a big motherfucker.
That's big.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Number 52 is Elena. I like Elena. I know a lot of people think she's an asshole shitter because she's so overpowered in Street Fighter 4 that nobody wants to deal with her shit. But she's cool. I like Elena. She should be higher up. Number 51 is Akira. Akira is a character who came from rival schools. She was added to Street Fighter V. She's just some teenage girl who could do kicks and stuff. There's nothing really special about her, but she's got a cool design. I got no problem with her. Number 50 is Q. Fucking weird shitter in a trench coat with a mask. Some people think it's a dude from the background of Ken Stage from Street Fighter 2. Who knows who the hell Q actually is?
I kind of like that design now that I know who it is.
Number 49 is Charlie Nash. Charlie Nash is like, what if Guile had drip?
He's sporting that that shit.
Number 40.
Blanca in the movie or something?
Oh, yeah, they combined him and Blanca into one character. Carlos Blanca. Number 48 is Rashid, which is spelled wrong, but whatever. Rashid's the protagonist of Street Fighter V. He's like this Arab dude who makes like whirlwinds and stuff. He's really, really cool. So I'm surprised he's not higher up. Number 74 is Ziku. Ziku is basically we put Strider into Street Fighter.
Did you say 74?
47.
Oh.
Ziku is a Strider, basically. So he's a Strider. Number 46 is Goken. I mean, yeah, it's Shenlong, whatever. Yeah, it's Shenlong.
You must defeat him.
Yeah, I must overcome my Dragon Punch. Number 45 is Laura. Laura was a character a lot of people were excited about in Street Fighter V. And then it was discovered that other than titties, she's kind of dull because every move is basically she grabs your arm and slams you.
Yeah, but titties.
Yeah, titties is great. Number 44 is Gil. You either hate Gil because he's terrible in Street Fighter V, or you hate Gil because he's the last boss of Street Fighter 3 and he kicks your ass 20 times in a row.
So. Yeah, I know Gil is. What I know of Gil is that he is an overpowered Capcom final boss.
He's basically Let's Do a King of Fighters boss in Street Fighter 3.
He's the guy with half and half colors, right?
Yeah, he's half ice, half fire. Number 43 is Gen, going all the way back to Street Fighter 1.
Wow.
He's been in a bunch of the other games. I mean, he's pretty much the typical like old man kung fu guy. He's pretty fun to play too. Number 42 is Oro. Oro is a weird fucking shitter. But I gotta say, I love the iteration of him in Street Fighter V where instead of tying his hand behind his back so he doesn't kill his opponent, he just holds his pet turtle in one hand.
Aww.
Well, that's adorable.
It is adorable. Number 41 is Yugo. It's based on Andre the Giant. He's actually really fun to play. I was scared as shit of the character back in the day. I wouldn't like to fight him at all, but
He's a chunky fella.
Yeah, I could beat it.
Like bulky.
I could kick his ass if I'm playing Chun-Li, but any other character, he's a problem. Number 40 is Rolento. I never liked Rolento.
Which one was Rolento?
He's like that paramilitary dude with the stick and the grenades.
Oh, yeah.
Just stop with the flipping around and yeah. Number 39 is Yang. The more boring of the two brothers. Number 38 is DJ. I feel like if this list was made now, DJ would be much higher up because he's got this like really cool redesign in Street Fighter 6 and he's considered to be one of the best characters. So
I kind of liked his move set and how he looked when he like flipped around. And
yeah,
shit.
and it looks even better now that he's got a cool design. Number 37 is Minot. Minot is cool. She's like this young fortune teller chick. She's like Rose's apprentice. Very cool design on her. Fun to play too.
Neat.
Number 36 is Blanca, which I thought he'd be higher up in here, but who doesn't like Green Monkey Man?
Oh yeah.
Number 35 is Rainbow Mika, and there are two reasons why we like her, and they're both of her butt cheeks.
Oh,
Ass.
I guess I'll have to find this design later.
Ass. She's in Street Fighter 5, and she was in Street Fighter Alpha 3.
She was but a wrestler's unitard.
Yeah, she was literally the worst character in Street Fighter Alpha 3, but still people liked her because ass.
Oh my god.
Number 34 is Colleen, which is amazing that they took Gil's secretary from Street Fighter 3 and made her a playable character in 5.
She's had enough.
Yeah. Number 33 is G, who is just like, what if Q was the president of the world?
Straight up G.
Yeah. Number 32 is T-Hawk. I mean, you want to like T-Hawk, but it's kind of an uncomfortable design,
I thought he was annoying because he'd always do that move and piss me off.
Oh, he was hard to fight, yeah. Number 31 is Dan. Dan is terrible, and that's great.
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's great. Number 30 is Crimson Viper, which she's a kind of a forgotten character, but she was basically like another let's make a King of Fighters character and put her in Street Fighter.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Number 29 is Seth. God, I'm like, Seth? Who's? Oh, right, the last boss in Street Fighter 4? Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Manhattan. Who cares?
I had the 3DS version of 4, and he was easy in that.
Yeah, because you could do any move by tapping the screen.
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Tappa, tappa, tappa. I'm ever so pissed. Number 28 is Karen.
Fucking Karen.
I don't know. She's all right, I guess. Rich, snobby girl, whatever. Number 27 is Makoto. Makoto is really cool, and they need to bring her back. She's just a karate girl. There's no superpowers, no Hadokens, nothing. She just kicks your fucking ass with karate.
I mean, that's all you need.
Yeah. Number 26 is Yun, also known as the most overpowered shitter in all of Street Fighter 3.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't play him, but he's the best character. I place Chun, but number 25 is Urien, which is spelled wrong, by the way. But Urien, God, I hate Urien.
Why?
He's just Metal Gill in a thong, and he's got that Aegis reflector.
Oh, he's thong guy.
Yeah,
Hot.
He's got that Aegis reflector shit that it's just a never-ending combo. And you just want to chuck your friend out the window when they play Urien.
Like, really, you picked him?
Yeah. Number 24 is Dudley. Oh man, Dudley's my friend. I like Dudley.
Dudley's fun to play as.
Yeah, Dudley's awesome. Let's fight like gentlemen.
Pugilism.
Number 23 is Guy. He's all right. It's a Final Fight
guy.
character. He's a guy, yeah. Number 32 is Evil Ryu. They call him Kage now, but yeah.
Oh.
Kage?
Kage, yeah.
Shadow?
Yeah, pretty much, because it was previously Ryu under an evil influence, but then in Street Fighter V, Evil Ryu split and he's a separate entity and calls himself Kage.
What, Akuma wasn't good enough?
Well, Kuma's literally a different dude, though.
I know, just saying, for players.
Number 21 is Rose. Confusing design.
She's in Bison's good half, right?
No, that's what they did in that terrible Chun-Li movie.
Oh,
She's his greatest enemy, but she's not his daughter, she's not his good half. She's just his main enemy pretty much.
huh.
Number 20 is Alex. I'm surprised Alex is so high because a lot of people didn't react well to Hulk Hogan being in Street Fighter. Because let's be real, he's Hulk Hogan. Number 19 is Poison. Yeah, they added Poison after a while. She's fun. Number 18 is Cody, because you got to have all the Final Fight characters, right? Love that they made him like Jailbird Cody for some reason. Number 17 is Ibuki, who is the teenage ninja girl who is ridiculously fun to play. Although her initial appearance, she was completely overpowered, and they had to tone that down a bit.
I can't remember what she looks like.
She looks like a ninja.
Oh, well.
She's covered with, ninja costume. And she's got like a lot of hair coming out of the back of the costume, but that's about it. Number 16 is Fei Long. I mean, I don't really think he belongs at number 16. Like, how is Fei Long, who is just like yet another Bruce Lee in a fighting game, higher than Blanca?
Yeah, good point. He's just kind of dull.
He's just yet another martial law Liu Kang, dragon.
Ikundo.
Yeah. Number 15 is Sakura. I'm surprised Sakura didn't make the top 10. Everybody likes her.
Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah. Number 14 is E Honda. This was like my dude back in the day.
Yeah, I saw you schooling fools with E Honda.
Yeah, E Honda's fun. Number 13
slaps.
Yeah. Number 13 is Dalsim. Man, Dalsim's an interesting character because like he looks like he's like really difficult to play, and he is, but you could also just press a few buttons and usually piss off the other person.
He's the first guy I ever beat Street Fighter 2 with.
There you go. Number 12 is Balrog, or Boxer, It's basically like really angry Dudley.
Mike Bison.
Mike Bison. Number 11 is Claw, Vega, whatever you want to call him. Insane dude with a mask.
Yeah, he's annoying if you're playing against him.
So getting into the top 10. Okay, so like earlier we talked about Rainbow Mika and the appeal being ass, right? And then we talked about titty for one of the characters. I forget who do we talk about titty with? Who was the titty character? I was like, there's two reasons, and it's titties.
I wasn't familiar with her, so that's why I said, why titty?
Okay. And then, of course, Chun-Li is thighs, but this isn't Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Juri, and I never really understood the appeal of Juri. She's weird, right? Like, what's so great about her? What's so great about her? And the fact that she has one of the characters that was introduced in Street Fighter 4 that has appeared in 5 and is also already in 6, like that she's just keeps coming back. And from what I understand from the internet, it's feet.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Feet are what you walk on.
Laura was titties. Number 9 is Guile.
Which one's that? Guile.
Guile. I just call him Guile.
Oh.
Yeah, Guile belongs at number 7. There's 72 entries on the list, and he belongs at number 73.
Ouch.
Cool theme.
His theme rocks. It goes with everything except having to play as or fight against Guile.
I'm not a big fan of the hold for 2 seconds bullshit.
Yeah. Number 8.
Boom.
Number 8 is Zangief. Hey, look, he was in
the big meat man.
He was in Wreck-It Ralph. That automatically gets him in the top 10, right?
A crush skull with thigh.
Yeah. Number 7 is
Sparrow's egg.
Cammy. Who doesn't like
As
Cammy?
you do.
Yeah, Cammy's great.
Yeah, she's got some good moves.
Number 6 is Sagat. Sagat was my dude too. I love playing Sagat.
Tiger.
Oh my god. Number 5 is Master Bipson. So M. Bison's annoying, and I don't really like him all that much, to be honest. I'm tired of M. Bison.
Zangief is a gay icon, really? Huh.
Yeah, he hasn't been confirmed as being a gay character, but he's just generally accepted as being a gay icon, kind of like Cammy as well.
Oh, that cool.
Ken is number 4, really?
Kenneth.
Yeah, so the top, it's all the Shotos, right? And then Chun-Li, right? So yeah. See, because number 3 is Akuma, number 2 is Chun-Li, and number 1 is Ryu.
Rock.
Kind of a boring number 1.
Yeah, well, I would have put Chun-Li at number 1.
But when you think of Street Fighter, like the go-to, the move set, like you think Ryu.
Honestly, I usually try to find where's Chun-Li. That's like the first thing I do.
Yeah, but who thinks of the spinning bird kick as being incredibly, like
Me.
When you think Street Fighter, boom, your mind goes there.
I don't know, lightning legs, and she's got a fireball, and I mean, she's basically a Shoto herself if you think about it. I mean, not really, but yeah, some real disrespect for Spaghetti Joe on this list. That's of course what Blanca is called in Old Zealand. Out of 72, some weird shit. How is Jury number 10? Guile's really low. Some weird shit. But overall, it was interesting. It was fun to go through. I would give it like a 50.
I'm not familiar with a lot of these.
I want to know
just because
for EB, what would be a kazoo emergency? Sorry, go ahead.
We'll say 59. I'm just gonna trust some of the list.
There you go. Riddle.
I only know like from Street Fighter 4 to before, so I don't know these newer characters, so I'm just gonna go with 55.
Okay. I mean, it didn't have any Street Fighter 6 characters on there anyway, but okay.
I've seen gameplay of Street Fighter 6 and I want to play it.
The game does look pretty dope, right?
Yes.
Okay, Alice's top 5 live-action TV comedies of the 2000s.
Okay. Any guesses?
Well, I'm looking at it, so I can't.
Oh.
I have it right here.
I got your list right here.
Number 5 is It's Only Sunny in Philadelphia, with the note, it's not something I want to watch all the time, but when I'm in the right mood for it, it's amazing.
That's kind of how I feel. It is a good show.
You can't really binge it, but you can watch a few episodes here and there, right?
The people are so terrible.
Oh my god, and then Ted's like, where's Sawada at from the Street Fighter the movie game? Yeah. Sawada and Blade and N7 and all those weirdos. Number 4 is Malcolm in the Middle. It's an excellent mix of great performances, dark humor, and innovative camera work and effects result in a show that I can always come back to. I feel like it's a great show that it's very easy to get burned out on.
I just never got into it, but not because the show sucks or anything. I just missed it.
Yeah. Number 3 is My Name is Earl. It has aged better than many sitcoms of the time while combining various types of humor with a lot of heart. It's one of my all-time comfort shows. So I don't think I've ever sat and watched like the whole thing, but there was a time where it was on like all the time. And I probably have seen way more episodes than I think because it was just always on, and I did enjoy it. It was a good show.
Yeah, I think I've seen maybe half a season, and then I just kind of was like, well, what else is on? And then I just gravitated away.
Number 2, I've never heard of this, Peep Show. It starts off as seemingly just a latter-day version of The Odd Couple, but quickly becomes one of the most fascinating character studies on television through the lens of wacky comedy. Never heard of it.
Don't know.
Number 1 is Pushing Daisies. Technically, it's a comedy drama, but I had to include it for its innovative use of serialized storytelling and cinematography to make every episode feel like an interconnected little movie.
Pushing Daisies. Does that mean it's like about death or something?
I don't know. I've heard of the show, but I'm not familiar with it. According to Alice, Peep Show is a British show. Well, I got to give it a 3 out of 5 because I don't know Peep Show or Pushing Daisies. But I do more or less agree with those 3 that I did see there.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 as well. Same reason.
3 out of 5.
Okay, so Alice also sent their top 10 favorite comfort foods. What's y'all's favorite comfort food?
It's gonna make me hungry.
Mine is chili.
I like pancakes.
Pancakes? What about you, Jesse?
Pizza's pretty easy.
Pizza. Well, pizza's yeah.
Ooh, that too.
I don't know if I consider pizza comfort food though.
You sure?
The comfort food is usually something like homemade.
In
Well,
that case, burritos.
there you go. I mean, you can certainly make pizza, but most people, when they talk about pizza, they're getting a delivery or something.
Right.
SpaghettiOs and meatballs, what EB said. now they want some.
SpaghettiOs and meatball.
All right, number 10, grilled cheese. That's a great comfort
Oh,
food. Yeah.
baby.
Love it.
Matzo ball soup. I have had matzo ball soup all of one time. And the time that I tried it, I thought, this is good. I might have this again. And then I never had it again.
I've had it a number of times, and each time I've been like, I'm satisfied that I had it, but
Yeah.
if I never have it again, well,
It's good, but it's not great.
I haven't tried it.
Chicken and dumplings is a great comfort.
it's real good.
It's one of those foods that is hard to look at, but boy is it tasty.
It doesn't win on presentation.
No, most comfort foods don't. Number 7 is beef stew. Who doesn't like beef stew, right?
So hearty.
Speaking of who doesn't like, number 6 is braised brisket.
Oh, brisket. I knew this was going to make me hungry.
Number 5 is country fried steak.
I'm deflating on this one.
If it's a good steak, sometimes you get it and it's like tough. Number 4 is hot dish, also known as tater tot casserole. I pass on that one.
It depends on who's making it, really.
Yeah. Number 3 is braised short ribs. Yes.
It's pretty good.
Number 2 is eggplant parmesan. Oh, baby, I love some eggplant parmesan.
It's all right, I guess.
Parmesan on it, really.
What's that, Riddle?
I said anything with Parmesan on it, really.
Yeah. But I mean, have you ever had eggplant?
I have not.
So I mean, it's an unusual sort of ingredient, but anything is good when swimming in tomato sauce and melted cheese. You know?
It covers up the main ingredient.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also eggplant can be really, really good if you know how to prepare it. And number 1 is baked macaroni and cheese.
Oh, dude.
It's one of my favorite things to cook. Okay.
Like, have you ever had a bad homemade? Well, I shouldn't say that.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I know.
Some motherfuckers can't cook. All right.
Well,
we have one more list, and we have time for one more list because we have to end soon. But this is Manic Scarecrow's. It is a top 100 list, and it is Manic Scarecrow's top 100 favorite songs of the 70s. Manic's in the chat, just under the name Taco.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Manic's been through so many names. They were the Almighty Santa, Manic Scarecrow, Taco. There was another one in there somewhere.
Oh, I guess I just
we
don't
didn't
keep
rate
track.
the food list. Yeah, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Damn, you bitch.
I don't like eggplant. I don't like steak. And there was another one.
Wait, you generally don't like steak?
No.
How?
And I'm anemic. Go figure.
You need to eat
Not
some...
a fan either, to be honest.
See?
Maybe y'all just never had a good steak. Holy shit. All right. Well, I'll go 10 at a time so we can get through this quickly.
Okay.
Top 100 favorite songs of the 70s from Manic Scarecrow. Yeah, I'm with you, Wayne. What? Number 100, Diamonds and Rust by Judas Priest. Number 99, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Number 98, Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith. Number 97, The Song Is Over by The Who. Number 96, Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin. Number 95, China Groove by the Doobie Brothers. Number 94, Lizard by King Crimson. Number 95, Tommy Gun by The Clash. Number 94, Dynamo Hum by Frank Zappa. Number 93, Cold Gin by Kiss. Number 92, Big Balls by AC/DC. And number 91, Little Dreamer by Van Halen.
Wow.
The first time I heard Big Balls, I was maybe around like 11 or 12 years old, and it came on the radio, and I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Because you're at the age where you're like, I get it.
You know, I've got big balls, and you've got big balls. Fantastic.
My balls are always bouncing.
From
to
the left
to the
and
right.
to the right. And everybody comes and comes again. Dynamo Hum, that's a filthy fucking song, but it does
What's
have
that one?
by Frank Zappa. Dynamo hum, where's that dynamo coming from? I got $15, I can make her come. Woo.
Shit.
All right, moving on. Number 90 is Sharpshooter by Motorhead. Number 89, The Smell by Leonard Skinner. You butchered the spelling on that. Number 88 is Black Diamond by Kiss. Number 87 is Anthem by Rush. Number 86 is Hymn 43 by Jethro Tull. Number 85 is Leave On by Elton John. Number 84 is Strange Magic by Electric Light Orchestra. Number 83, Johnny the Fox by Thin Lizzy. Number 82, Wheels of Confusion by Black Sabbath. And number 81, Atom Heart Mother by Pink Floyd.
Fuck, there's a lot of these I don't know.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Well, there's a lot of music out there.
Can I just say that Kiss sucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiss
Sure.
sucks.
Yeah.
Feels good to
Sure.
get that out there. Yeah. I like most of
I
these
see them
songs.
everywhere, and
though.
I don't get why.
I like almost all these songs, but Kiss sucks. Okay. Number 80, Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Number 79,
Hey.
Burn by Deep Purple. Number 78, Cat Food by King Crimson. Number 77, Fly By Night by Rush. Number 75, Life in the Fast Lane by the Eagles. Number 74, Across the Universe by the Beatles. Number 73, You wrote Suffrage City. It's actually Suffragette City by David Bowie. Number 72 is Hole in the Sky. Hole. By Black Sabbath. And number 71 is Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers Band.
Wow, we're in the 70s, so to speak, and already hitting some big winners here.
Oh, yeah. Well, the 70s was jam-packed with a lot of great hits there,
Yeah.
I'm not actually familiar with Johnny the Fox by Thin Lizzy, but
I don't know.
all the rest of these are... Oh, that was in the previous thing. Suffragette City is a great song, I mean...
It's catchy as hell.
Oh, it is.
There's points for the Rush song, I'm guessing.
Oh, wow, well, that's the second Rush song to be on here, too. They had both off of the same album.
I feel we'll see them again.
Yeah. Well, they only had a few albums that came out in the 70s, but yeah, we might.
Oh, still.
Okay. Number 70 is Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. Number 69. 69 is I Know It's Only Rock and Roll by the Rolling Stones. Ew.
Nice.
Number 68 is Dunkirk by Camel. Number 67 is Nirvana for Mice by Henry Cow. Getting to some weird shit here. Number 66 is Sister Morphine by the Rolling Stones. Number 65 is The Logical Song by Supertramp. Number 64 is Burning for You by Blue Oyster Cult. Number 63 is The Crunge by Led Zeppelin. Number 62 is Cross-Eyed Mary by Jethro Tull. And number 61 is Ride On by Marvin Gaye.
Hey.
So I'm just going to say that the Rolling Stones suck.
Well, some of their stuff sucks. Some of their stuff is okay.
Most of their stuff sucks.
All right.
Yeah.
And Keith Richards sucks. But I mean, you got some Supertramp, you got Blue Oyster Cult, Led Zeppelin, Jethro Tull, Marvin Gaye, all good stuff there. So
Heck yeah.
can't argue with any of that. Number 60 is The Ballad of Dwight Fry by Alice Cooper. Number 59 is Cornucopia by Black Sabbath. Number 58 is Mother by John Lennon. Number 57 is Aladdin Sane by David Bowie. Number 56 is Bicycle by Queen. Number 55 is Taken Care of Business by Bachman Turner Overdrive. Number 54 is Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast by Pink Floyd. Number 53 is The Song Black Sabbath from the band Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath. Number 52 is Xanadu by Rush. And number 51 is Save the Children by Marvin Gaye.
Wow, we end with Marvin Gaye again.
Out of all the Pink Floyd songs, you put Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast. That's hilarious. Half of the song is eating noises.
What?
It's still brilliant, but because I love Pink Floyd and I've never said anything negative about them except for Roger Waters, who's a cockhead. But
Oh my god.
yeah, it's a weird choice because it's mostly eating. The first half of the song is the guy mumbling about what food he's gonna have for breakfast, and the second half is all eating noises while weird psychedelic
hate
music
that.
plays.
I don't want to hear somebody eat.
It's so weird though. Like, you gotta hear the song at least once, but it's bizarre. Number 50 is Yours Is No Disgrace by Yes. Number 49 is No Quarter, also known as the song that remains the same by Led Zeppelin. Number 58 is Killing Machine by Judas Priest. Number 47 is The Devil's Triangle by King Crimson. Number 46 is Superwoman by Stevie Wonder. Number 45 is Feel Like Making Love by Badfinger. Number 44 is Power to the People by I almost said John Lennon. Number 43 is A Farewell to Kings by Rush. Number 42, Virgin Killer by the Scorpions. And number 41, Rat Salad by Black Sabbath. Yeah, no notes. Good shit.
Again, a bunch of these I'm not that familiar with, but some of these I am. So I'll say the ones I know, yeah.
Okay. Number 40, No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper. Number 39, Wars of Armageddon by Funkadelic. Number 38, Tiny Dancer, also known as, of course, Tony Danza, by Elton John. Number 37, Motorhead by Motorhead. Number 36, Hellbent for Leather by Judas Priest. Number 35, Children of the Grave by Black Sabbath. Number 34, I've Seen All Good People by Yes. Number 33, Evil Woman by Electric Light Orchestra. Number 32, Come Together by Aerosmith. That's a choice. Number 31 is Gene Genie by David Bowie. I mean, the original Beatles version did come out in the 70s. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't the? Are you sure that Aerosmith's version was in the 70s? I think it might have been 80s. Let me see. I gotta find out here.
Evil
Come
woman.
together right now, 1978. It's barely in there. Okay.
It counts.
Yeah. Okay. Got to move along because we do got to end. Number 30, Running Wild by Judas Priest. Number 29, Statesboro Blues at the Fillmore East by the Allman Brothers. Number 28, Bytor and the Snow Dog by Rush. Number 27, One is the Loneliest Number by Three Dog Night. Number 26, Space Truckin' by Deep Purple. Number 25, Jukebox Hero by Foreigner. Number 24, Only Women Bleed by Alice Cooper. Number 23, Fairies Don't Wear Boots. It's actually called Fairies Wear Boots by Black Sabbath. Number 22, Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. And number 21, Shout It Out Loud from Kiss Alive by Kiss.
Well, I guess maybe Kiss is mandatory at some point.
I guess. Not everything that's mandatory is good, right?
Exactly. There's some good stuff in the 20s, though.
Got good shit on Bytor and the Snow Dog. It's a fun song. All right, number 20, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
The song guaranteed to help you score. Number 19, Frankenstein by Johnny Winter. Number 18, Welcome to the Machine by Pink Floyd. Number 17, Rhonda by Universe Zero. Number 16, Highway Star by Deep Purple. Number 15, Exciter by Judas Priest. Number 14, Superstition by Stevie Wonder. 13 is Easy Money by King Crimson. 12 is Working Class Hero by John Lennon. And 11 is Ice Cream Man by Van Halen.
I mean, it's okay, I guess.
I mean, I thinking there was some good shit in there. I mean, Ice Cream Man is a jam. And by the way, Alice brings up a good point that Jukebox Hero came out in 1981.
Ooh,
Just
incorrect, peoples.
I know it sounds like a song from the 70s, but it's not. And I mean, Highway Star is just from every car commercial ever now. So
It is.
Okay, here's the top 10. Number 10 is Red by King Crimson. Number 9 is Overkill by Motorhead. Number 8 is L'America by The Doors. Number 7 is 2112 by Rush. Number 6 is Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney. Number 5 is Billion Dollar Babies by Alice Cooper. Number 4 is Roundabout by Yes. Number 3 is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Number 2 is Aqualung by Jethro Tull. And Maddox's number 1 song in the 70s is Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin. Now, I'm glad that you specified that it's the live version because the original version came out in the 60s.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 1969, yeah. But he did specify the song remains the same version.
Huh. So
Okay.
Dazed and Confused is number 1. I don't know.
Dazed and confused for so long is not true now.
Surprised Bohemian Rhapsody was so high.
So high.
Why? It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I'm just disappointed that the only Clash song was Tommy Gun. Really, people? Tommy Gun? That's it? I mean, it's a decent enough song on Give 'Em Enough Rope, but come on, dude.
Yeah, but And the problem is only like 3 of the albums came out in the 70s. So
Yeah, but
I mean, it could
all of London Calling.
Yeah, all of London Calling could have been there. Out of 100, little too much Rolling Stones and was out of the band Kiss. And,
there was a bunch of King Crimson in there.
King Crimson, I'm not too fond of, but I do respect them at least. You know what? 69, baby. 69.
Nice. 69, dude.
69. The Fighting 69th. They saw action from both sides.
Ayo.
They could lick anybody.
I give it a straight up 45.
45.
Ooh.
Spin in those 45s.
You fail.
I give it a straight up 50.
Damn, y'all harsh as fuck.
Damn
Y'all-
right.
Y'all no records having asses out here.
Hey, I own actual records.
Apparently not.
I own
that
the soundtrack to Zelda 2.
Apparently not enough from the 70s.
No, I don't.
Nope.
Wait, I do own London Calling.
I just want to point out though, like the Pink Floyd choices were a little odd because like the entirety of Dark Side of the Moon.
Right?
Just saying, Anyway, yeah, let's wrap it up because it's 8:15. We got to give people enough time to go over to Cartoon Club if they are.
Apolanova.
But yeah, so yeah, really fun show. Thank you for coming on, Riddle. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks,
I
Riddle.
enjoyed myself here.
And hopefully next month we'll have Sarah. Her boss won't screw her over a 3rd time in a row.
Hopefully I'll be here on a better time.
Yeah, I gotta start telling you to get here at 6:30.
Ugh.
Then you'll be here at 6:45.
Hey, maybe.
That's what we'll do. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna very quick go over the schedule. I did do this earlier, but we might as well do it now, and then we'll raid somebody. So here's what's going on, guys. Wait. Let me just hide the List Critics thing here. Well, we did Power Wash Simulator earlier. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing Growth or Devolution, Heed the Call to Awaken for the Super Famicom. This game has really been impressing me recently. Friday afternoon, of course, more Final Fantasy II, the Pixel Remaster for Steam. Saturday night, more of Xenosaga Episode 1 for PlayStation 2. Sunday night, more of Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening for Steam. Monday afternoon, if I can click it, that would be great. That's more of Battle Arena Toshinden 3 for PlayStation. Tuesday night, we are done with Iconoclast, so just ignore that it says Iconoclast. We finished that, but we're going to be playing Adventure Island 4 on the Famicom. And then Wednesday afternoon, a week from today, we will be playing more of Power Wash Simulator. We're on the DLC, so that's pretty good shit. Let's see who we have online that we could raid. Who's around? Who's on? Who's on twatch.tiva?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Coffee. We got Ice Blue. Justin Long's on. I think I'm gonna raid Ice Blue because he's playing Etrian Odyssey HD, and I know a few people have wanted to scope that out.
Scope it.
I'll just do a generic Dickles the Bee message here.
Dickles the Bee is your generic go-to.
Yeah. 1, you're valid. No, it's A, you're valid. A, you're valid. 2, Chuds get stung in the taint. And D, hydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
All right, guys, there's your raid call. Copy that. Paste it. Head into Ice Blue's stream. Who is playing Etrian Odyssey HD, which is, I guess, the new collection of Etrian Odyssey games that have come out for the Switch. So I'll see you guys over there. We'll see you guys tomorrow for GOD. Just around in general on Discord and whatnot. Shoot the shit. Shoot your boss's fish. It's all good. See you then.
Boop.
Raid now.